Happy Friday. I'm back with another Fridays 45. Sorry I missed last week. Crazy busy week got going and I didn't get a chance to put a show together. But thanks to all that tuned in 2 weeks ago when I was in Portugal and listened to More Than This, a little bit about it. And great job to my Uncle Jay, who guessed correctly the movie that song was in was Lost in Translation. I will still be sending you a sticker in the mail. So I'll be looking for that in the next couple weeks. But on that trip, I bought another record, and I mentioned it on my last show. It was "Jealous Guy" by Roxy Music, and this actually came out in 1981, a year after John Lennon died. John Lennon wrote the song, and kind of sparked me to dig deeper. And because "Jealous Guy" again is one of my favorite songs, but not actually from John Lennon. But this was Roxy Music's first number one hit in the UK, and it came in 1981. But the version I want to talk about is a version on Atco Records, and it's by Donny Hathaway. He recorded this really quickly after John Lennon. Now the story is, in 1968, the Beatles, they were in India and they were listening to the Maharishi Mahesh Yogi's sermon about sons of the Mother Nature, and both Paul and John were kind of motivated to come back and write something to go along with that speech. And John wrote Mother Nature's Son. And that song is actually on the White Album. It made it on the album when they were working on that in 1968. But Paul's went on, but John's did not. And John was working on it, child of nature, and that was the original theme. But the music he had is the same music for "Jealous Guy," but the lyrics were different. And then when they were working on in the Get Back sessions, they went back to this song, and again the lyrics. They changed them up a little bit, but it still talked about, it was called "On the Road to Marrakesh," and they ended up not using it. And all of a sudden, John Lennon is on his own. He's working on a second album and brings back that tune again. And Yoko Ono kind of persuaded him to go a little bit more sensitive with his lyrics. So he dug deep and into inward about insecurities. And he wrote "Jealous Guy," and it made his album Imagine, but unfortunately it was never released as a single. It was not released as a single until actually 1985, after Roxy Music had a hit with it, and they released Jealous Guy as a single back then. But "Jealous Guy," Donny Hathaway's version was released. Now John's was recorded in 71. Donny Hathaway recorded his in 1972, and if his is a live version, and he did a live album, Donny Hathaway Live, and those recordings were taken from his show at the Troubadour and also live at the Bitter End in New York. I have a copy of Live. I've got both copies, but Live at the Bitter End is on that, and it sounds almost identical. So I think that it was the one that was sung at the Bitter End. Just a great, solid song. Very soulful. The mood, it's got this soulful R&B, almost like he's wounded, right? John Lennon's is a little softer. He's apologetic. But Donny Hathaway brings that soul and that gospel sound and that piano, which is amazing. You got to turn this up when you listen to it. You definitely have to turn it up. But just a strong, solid song. And so, an interesting story. "Jealous Guy" is actually the last song that John Lennon played in public. Well, you could consider in public. It's an interesting story. It came from his writer friend and DJ, Elliot Mintz. And Elliot says they were in Japan in 1977, and they were in this Japanese hotel, and they were in the presidential suite, and this old couple comes walking in, and they think it's the lounge, and they sit down, and John gets out his acoustic guitar and starts playing "Jealous Guy." And he sings the song, and then the couple gets up and like, "We're not going to drink," and so they walk out. And but they thought that was kind of humorous that they didn't get a tip. But that was actually the last public song that John Lennon sang, if you could take it up to two people. just some interesting facts about this song. One of my top tens, in this version especially. I like this version more than John's or Roxy Music's, which are great versions, but this just takes it up an entire notch. And I love soul music, so it grabs me. My question to you is this: listen to this version and listen to John Lennon's version or Roxy Music's. Let me know what you like best. I hope you have a great weekend and stay safe and take care. I'll see you on the flip side.